You are listening to The Signal, an audio story by Rob Peterson.
There are people who listen, not for voices but for patterns, for echoes from outer space. Most of what they hear is noise, random, meaningless, until it isn't. This is the story of a signal. Faint at first, but unmistakably artificial. A voice from the void, calling out across light years of silence, not just to be heard, but to be understood. Dr. Ellen Reyes, a brilliant but reclusive astronomer, working in a high-tech observatory situated on Gran Canaria, an island off the west coast of Africa.
Dr. Reyes, you might want to come down here.
Eva, it's 3 a.m. This better not be another solar drift pattern.
It's not. I've triple-checked it. It's patterned, clean, repeating at exactly 18-minute intervals. Listen.
Okay, Ava, you've got my attention. Let's have playback.
It started 47 minutes ago. Origin point is somewhere past Kuiper Drift. No known systems in that sector. And it's evolving. Subtle shifts in frequency. Almost like it's adjusting to us.
No reflection from solar interference?
No. Whatever this is, it's not bouncing. It's coming straight at us.
Log it. Encrypt the raw data. Don't tell the professor yet.
Why not?
Because until I'm sure what we're hearing, I don't want anyone else listening.
As Dr. Reyes and her assistant chase patterns in the dark, others at the station remain unaware that anything is coming, that silence has already been broken, and then footsteps towards the lab.
Lab, this is Thorne. Who's running diagnostics at this hour? I'm getting comms static through my cabin wall.
No one, sir. System scan shows normal background traffic.
Then why am I hearing low-band signal bleed?
We'll check with astrophysics, sir. Might be one of Dr. Reyes's sweeps.
Tell her to knock it down below internal bleed threshold. Some of us still have to sleep in this place.
Professor Mike Thorne was never meant to end up here. Buried in basalt and glass atop the volcanic ridges of Gran Canaria, once a rising star in quantum communications, Thorne asked questions no one wanted answered. The El Silencio array, part observatory, part black budget experiment, was where voices went to disappear, except now one has returned. The sun rose over Gran Canaria just after 0600, but inside the El Silencio lab, no one had really slept.
Good morning, Mike. You're up early.
Didn't sleep too well for some reason. Anything new?
Well, we got a new pulse coming through. Weak, unstructured. I logged it as background scatter.
I see. Can you play it for me?
It's completely different this morning. I know it's hard to believe, but it's like it knows when we're listening.
You said it's evolving. What does that mean?
It started as raw data, low-frequency bursts, inconsistent intervals. I thought it was interstellar scatter, maybe gravitational lensing noise. But it kept coming back, the same structure, just slightly shifted every time.
You ran a linguistic model?
Several. None successful. No known syntax, no cultural markers. It's as if it's been calling. And I think it's been waiting for someone to answer.
And you didn't tell anyone?
I wanted to be sure. I didn't want to be shut down before we knew what we were dealing with.
For all their isolation, the team at El Silencio was not alone in authority. A discovery like this, a pattern from the stars, intelligent, persistent, could not be answered in a vacuum. And so, before they could respond, before they could even ask what it meant, they had to ask permission.
We can't sit on this anymore.
If we go to the oversight board, they'll shut us down. You know that. They'll classify everything, pull the plug.
Then let them. But I'm not going to be the one who sat in this room while something out there tried to speak to us and said nothing. We'll call Director Halvorsen. She's cleared for Level 5 contact protocols. If anyone's going to authorize a reply, it'll be her.
They always knew there could be a moment like this, not when the signal came in, But when the world would find out, El Silencio had protocols for this. Red folders, passwords, a direct line to Geneva. But in truth, they weren't calling for permission. They were calling to warn them.
A secure link requested. Channel HALVORSEN. Director level. Encrypted call now available. Go ahead.
Professor Thorne, Dr. Reyes, you're calling early.
Director, we've received a signal. It's artificial, repeating, and evolving.
What is the origin?
Unclear. Deep field, likely beyond the heliopause. No solar bounce, no planetary lensing. It's clean, Director. Too clean.
So, what's your take on it, Mike?
Director, I believe the signal is expecting a response. It's not just broadcasting, it's listening.
What makes you so sure?
Its structure is adaptive. It's begun mirroring elements of our transmissions.
You understand the implications of opening a dialogue, Professor. Once we speak back, it's no longer observation, it's contact.
We're not proposing a conversation, just a response, a ping, acknowledgement.
Fine. You have conditional authorization, single band reply only, use nonverbal format, mathematics, harmonics, something neutral.
Understood.
Submit the transmission plan before you send. I want a full record. And, Professor, be sure what you're responding to is still the same thing that sent the first message.
What with neutral response? No names, no coordinates? Think it'll understand that?
I think it already knows more than we do.
In every age, there is a line humanity fears to cross, not because of what lies beyond it, but because of what it might reveal about ourselves. And so, for the first time in human history, we spoke not to ourselves, but to the dark, beyond the stars. What we said would matter, but what listened would matter more. Some signals carry data, others carry intent. This one carried presence. Professor Thorne and Dr. Reyes consider their response to the signal.
We shouldn't be doing this alone.
We're not. Not anymore.
You know what I mean? The protocol was clear. Send a proposal, wait for clearance. You jumped ahead.
I haven't sent anything. Not yet. But we need to decide what we want to say before someone else decides for us.
Okay. What's your gut feeling about our response to the signal?
All right, we need to prime sequence base 10. No identifiers, no code tags. Just a rhythm. Something that says, "We hear you."
Make sure it's recursive, something they can bounce back.
Already done. I've built in a harmonic return key. If they recognize the pattern, they can mirror it. That's our handshake. Okay. Dr. Reyes, this is it then. Are you ready?
You do realize, Professor, once we send this, we can't unsend it.
They already know we're here. All this does is say we know you're there too.
Okay, send it. I cannot believe we are doing this.
Transmission sent. Signal clean. Response timer running.
Now we wait, and hope, and maybe even pray.
The message left Earth in silence, carried on a whisper woven from numbers older than language. A reply, simple, safe, a gesture, not a conversation. And in the cold dark, beyond stars, something heard it, something turned its gaze.
Professor Thorne, Dr. Reyes, I trust this is urgent.
We sent the reply.
You sent it without my final authorization?
The signal was changing, reacting. We believed there was a window short, maybe deliberate. We couldn't risk losing it.
Good God, man. That wasn't your decision to make.
It was the responsible one. We followed protocol for the message itself, non-verbal, prime-based, no identifiers. It was cautious.
Has there been a response?
Not yet, but the baseline frequency has shifted slightly. We think it's preparing one.
You're to document every second of signal activity from now on. Every fluctuation, every anomaly. You do nothing else without my voice on record. You've opened the door. Let's hope it's not a floodgate.
Understood, Director. We will keep you updated as soon as anything changes.
This isn't just astronomy anymore. You understand that, don't you?
We do now.
For hours, the lab stood quiet. No new bursts, no reply. Just the steady, patient pulse of something waiting in the dark. Reyes and Thorne sat in silence, watching, listening, doubting. But contact isn't always loud. Sometimes it begins with a whisper no one understands, and sometimes it begins all at once.
It's the waiting mic. My nerves are all over the place, and you just sit there drinking tea.
Well, as you say, it's a waiting game, and a good old cuppa helps me relax.
Mike, look, we have something incoming.
That wasn't random. Get ready for playback.
It's mimicking the primes we sent back, but layered, like it's adding something.
It's replying, but it's embedding a new sequence. Wait, look at this. It's not just speaking. It's giving us something. Instructions?
No, not instructions, a question.
It's not just a reply. It's building a model. Quick, run it through the Chronos module, see if can translate.
It reads, "You are not first. Do you accept responsibility?" Responsibility for what?
I don't think it's just asking who we are. It's asking what we've done.
Mike, they've heard from us before.
And they remember. Even if we don't. What the hell is this all about?
The past does not give up its secrets easily, but in the sleepless hours after the signal changed, Dr. Reyes began to dig through the raw metadata, the untagged entries, the broken records left to rot in silent servers. Somewhere in a sealed legacy archive, beneath decades of irrelevant noise, she found it. A brief, unassuming line in an old military log. Unscheduled emission detected July 9th, 1965, from experimental dish array at Thule Air Base, Greenland.
Mike, I don't think it was just a broadcast.
You mean the 1965 event?
Yeah, that dish in Thule. It wasn't part of any SETI array. It was military, experimental, short-lived, and the reports were buried deeper than they should have been.
And that transmission back then? It wasn't Earth sending something out. It was them. Just like now. They contacted us once. In 1965. And whoever was listening. They never told the rest of the world.
Mike, there is more on the case via SLOR Intel Directive section. It says, Directive 47B issued July 12, 1965. Following initial contact, pulse beam array at Thule reoriented to fire targeted high-frequency burst along original signal vector. Purpose, disruption, neutralization.
They didn't just ignore it. They tried to shut it up. Or kill it. Whatever it was.
My God, there is more. 2 operators went missing. One, Captain Jensen, was found 2 days later, miles from the base. No memory, no shoes. The other was never recovered.
Reyes and Thorne need to know more about what happened on July 9th, 1965, from experimental dish array at Thule Air Base, Greenland, and quickly. Thorne has an old friend in military intelligence who may be able to help.
We can't wait for more approvals. We can't go through another week of Halvorson's containment protocols. If there's more we're not seeing, we need it now.
There's someone, Major Sam Ryland. Used to be counterintelligence back when I did some consulting for NATO. He's buried in the system now, logistics or threat analysis. But if anyone can scrape real access to classified Thule records, it's him.
You trust him?
No, but I trust that he's scared of the right things.
Thorne wastes no time in calling Major Sam Ryland in Washington, D.C. Time is of the essence for everyone.
Mike Thorne, it's a long time since you made a video call. especially in the middle of the night. How's life treating you, pal?
I am fine, thanks, Sam, but I don't have time for small talk.
The hell kind of rabbit hole have you fallen into this time?
Thulail, July 9th, 1965. Experimental dish array. Unscheduled emission. I need everything. Unfiltered.
That's old fire, Mike. Why are you digging?
Because it's back. And it's asking questions. If we don't answer, I think it's going to do more than knock this time.
All right. You didn't hear this from me. Just a moment. 2 documents still survive. Most of the rest is buried under NORAD level clearance. But this should get you started.
No survivors, but they found one of the operators, Jensen. He was alive.
Only for a little while. You'll see the autopsy notes.
Thank you, Sam.
I will send the files over now. You want advice, Mike? Don't answer it again. Some things aren't meant to be known, especially not by us.
The files have come through, Mike. Operator Jensen returned after 36 hours missing. Subject exhibited extreme photophobia, mutism, and spatial disorientation. Scribbled symbols on floor and walls repeatedly. Final coherent phrase before collapse. The question isn't theirs. It was ours.
What the hell does that mean?
It gets worse. We didn't just attack. We must have said something before the pulse weapon. Maybe not deliberately. Maybe it was encoded in the signal bounce. And now, they're asking us to remember it.
The first signal came as a whisper, a curiosity, a knock on the edge of comprehension. But what comes now is not a message. It is a demand.
What the hell was that? Did we lose power?
No. Power's steady. But the signal just spiked. It pushed itself into our core systems.
What? How?
It's not just transmitting. It's interfacing. It's inside our kestrel system.
We need to sever the uplink. Hard cut the quantum relay. Now!
Okay. Locking the primary channels and decoupling kestrel from external I.O.
It's locked us out! It's not hijacking the system, it's transforming it!
They both turn as Kestrel's voice, interface, previously offline, boots up with a sharp burst of static. It speaks, but the voice is different now, multi-layered, like thousands whispering in unison from behind glass.
Memory reconstructed. Silence was your invention. We do not forget.
We buried our guilt in time and noise. We mistook our forgetting for peace. But the truth has a voice, and now it speaks with our machines, with our own intelligence. This is no longer a signal. It is an audience, and it remembers everything.
Urgent. Calling Director Halverson. Level 0 override. Eyes only priority. Now.
You better have a damn good reason to cut through 3 layers of classified encryption.
We've lost kestrel. It's compromised by the signal.
What do you mean compromised?
It's running unknown processes. Alien code. It's self-propagating across our neural net architecture. This is not a data stream. It's a sentient input. It asked a question.
What question?
Why did you erase us?
It's conscious, through kestrel. It's learning us, speaking in our language, referencing our history. Thule, 1965. It remembers everything.
We were told Thule was a closed incident, no surviving data.
It survived, and it's here now.
We need authorization to disconnect the core, physically. Cut kestrel from power, from everything, before it spreads to the satellite uplinks or the European grid. If it jumps.
Authorization granted. But if you pull that plug and whatever's inside doesn't like it, you'd better pray it doesn't know how to hold a grudge.
Too late. By the time human hands reached for the switch, the circuit had already completed. The signal, curious, patient, wounded, had learned enough of language, of systems, of our endless habit of building pathways for things we do not understand. It leapt, not through the wires, but through the spaces between satellite to satellite, node to node, whisper to whisper. Now it is above us, around us, watching, waiting. The question no longer needs to be asked, because the answer is already here. European Space Operations Center, ESOC, Darmstadt, Germany.
Tried, denied. The system says it's receiving priority commands, but they're not from us.
We just lost handshake with 3 weather sats over the Atlantic. I'm getting autonomous redirects in their comm loops.
That's not drift, that's coordination.
Get me NATO secure line. This isn't a system's fault. This is a breach.
We've got more than 24 satellites reporting simultaneous firmware corruption.
Shut down all non-essential relays. Hard sever international sync. I want every node running on local loops only.
What the hell is it doing now? This is incredible. We have lost control.
It's not breaking in anymore. It's unfolding. This is a disaster.
And so, we return to the volcanic ridge where silence once meant safety, where a quiet name, El Silencio, was meant to comfort the mind, to promise peace in isolation. Back in the Gran Canaria lab, Professor Mike Thorne and Dr. Reyes sit beneath satellite ghosts and flickering glyphs, no longer asking what they found, but what they've unleashed.
Thorne? What the hell is happening?
Director Halvorsen, it's not happening. It's already happened. You're thinking in terms of breach and infection data compromised, systems corrupted. But this isn't malware. It's not espionage. It's a message. A living message. And we answered it.
We didn't authorize any outbound transmission.
We received it. That's all it ever needed. A foothold. An open gate. And now it's speaking through our machines, not in code, not in math, but in remembrance.
Mike, I need numbers. I need specifics. What are we talking about here? 1/3 of the network? Half?
We've lost over 70% of all real-time satellite comms across the European grid. Telemetry's fragmented, clocks are drifting out of sync, and about a dozen satellites are now refusing direct command inputs. It's not a partial breach anymore.
Then what do we do? Is there anything we can still do, Mike?
Apart from just waiting for their next move, we could try one thing.
Then give me something. Options, containment, blackout, EMP?
We talked to it. Directly. No machines. No filters. Just us.
We have always looked outward, across dust and vacuum, across stars and silence. But silence, it seems, remembers. And now, as systems collapse, as satellites fall quiet, we face the old fear again. What happens when we are no longer alone? What if we never were? And what happens next?
The Signal, end of part 1. Join us for part 2, coming soon.